My father, which was Herbert Reichard, was the brother of Preacher Roy, who was the pastor. And that's how we were connected with each other.
Preacher Reichard is the one that married us.
Well, Doug King baptized me 22 years ago, and I'm just grateful that the Lord led us to this church.
I was saved here when I was 12 years old. I was married here, met my husband here, and was married here.
The original pastor was Preacher Roy, and then we had Bob King, then we had Doug King, and then we had Dwyer, and now Josh.
Preacher Reichard wasn't here while he was the pastor, but I was able to get to know him, be in his home a few times, and then Brother Doug, I was able to grow up with him as the pastor, spent a lot of time with him and his family. Then Pastor Dwyer, whenever he was here, that's when I really started learning more about God and His Word, and really grew spiritually under his leadership. And then
I can always remember this church was really the only choice that I had, because it was so much like the church I went to when I was growing up, and this always had the great memories and always preached the Word.
A lot of great people, a lot of great opportunities here with Brother Bob King, Brother Doug King, Brother Dwyer, and of course Brother Josh today. A great time, a lot of blessings in our family.
I was saved at the age of 9 in the old building. Roy Reichard was preaching, and that's when I gave my life to the Lord.
Well, I do remember when Josh was being voted in as pastor, and how nervous we were sitting in his office and wondering if we were going to be coming back into the church or we were going to be saying goodbye to everyone. That was a pretty significant event that took place, and very thankful that the Lord saw fit to allow us to stay here.
I've been here for the 7 different times that Mr. Brown has left and come back again, and we've thrown him a party every single time.
James David Welch. I came after my wife came with the children. I came at night.
My name's Oakley, and I've been here since 5.
My name is Kenneth Dillard, and I've been at Cramerton Church all my life, 65 years.
My name is Ashley McCullough, and I started attending Cramerton in January of 2017.
I have been here, let's see, I joined the church in 48. How long? 76 years.
My name is Joe Ward, and I've been coming to the Cramerton Church since 1984.
I attended Cramerton when I was 5 years old. My first Sunday here, I actually broke my collarbone. Surprised we stayed.
A lot of big homecomings and the mission conferences we would host, and Bible school as a kid. Had a lot of things going on here all the time.
I remember homecomings of past. We used to have a covered picnic table back where the gym is now. That was just woods and a field, and those were special times.
Just homecomings. We had a wonderful time at our homecomings.
We did do a lot of eating down here. Being Free Will Baptist, we did like to eat.
So probably my most special memory is seeing my son get baptized here 2 years ago. He got baptized here on his 10th birthday.
Well, of course, yeah, one was my marriage. We were married over there in the chapel too. Joe and I were married under Brother Bob King.
A 2-week revival that we had with Brother Vandale Hudson in the old church. It was probably in the 70s, probably like 78 or 79.
And also old-fashioned days, that people would get to dress up in the older clothes and come and fellowship.
And the first Sunday we were here, one of the first Sundays we were here, my husband was out of town. I needed to take all 4 kids to camp the next day, and when I got to church I realized I had a flat tire. And I didn't know who to talk to about it. Walked in and David Welch. I saw David Welch, and I told him about it, and he said, "Don't worry about it, we will take care of it after church." And in his Sunday clothes, he changed my tire for me.
Well, I met Debbie, and Debbie brought me to the Cramerton Church, and I met Joanne King and Bob King. And Joanne told me how happy she was that I was here. And that next Thursday night, J.T. Hamrick and David Welch came to my house to visit and tell me how glad they were that I was here. And the same thing happened the next week with Joanne and J.T. and David. And then the next week, and about the fourth Thursday night, J.T. and David didn't show up, but Bob King showed up on the second Thursday night of April in 1984, and I was saved in my little house over in Belmont.
Eunice Pike, she took over the junior boys class when I was a junior boy, and she did an outstanding job.
Jo Dillard is one of those people that has been a constant in my life, my kids' lives. She's always been there. The way she has raised her boys has helped me have a role model to how I wanted my boys to be raised. Definitely have to be my dad. I've watched my dad give tirelessly to the bus ministry, and you really see Christ. You just get up, you make those sacrifices, and it's most of the time you don't see the reward this side of heaven.
Well, I love Doug King, Preacher Doug King, and he was just like my son.
Kenneth and Dennis Dillard were my scoutmasters when I was in church here, and they had such an influence on my life. And also Brother Henry Horn was my first youth pastor, and he also had a lot to do with the decisions I made.
Probably our Sunday school teacher at the time, Aaron Pentegraft, and his wife Jessica. They just really made us feel very welcomed and loved and wanted here at Cramerton.
Well, my son, David, of course we lost, but he loved Bob King.
I would say Miss Jo Dillard has played a huge role in our kids' lives. I'm just helping them with the CTS and encouraging them along the way to be involved in different things.
Miss Pike was one of my Sunday school teachers, and she was very strict on wanting you to know you were saved.
Miss Lionel Riker, of course, Preacher Riker, and he was my uncle too, but they were just wonderful people.
Miss Myrtle Paris, and everybody will agree, we've said many times that she was probably up in heaven looking down on us saying, all right, it's time to start.
Cramerton Church has truly changed my life, and I know Cramerton Church going forward will change other people's lives.
Just keep on keeping on, serving the Lord.
Just keep doing the right thing, keep serving Him. You know, one day He's coming back to get His church.
The ultimate goal is always to point them to Christ, and I know that will continue to be our goal the next 75 years.
The church will go on forever, no matter what. The Lord will be with us, and so we can stop worrying about all these problems. God's going to take care of every one of them.